Alright, it looks like... Whoa, that's a new feature at chess.com. I've never seen that before. It's like a whole cutscene. That was epic. Alright. I think I'm gonna play like a King's Indian kind of structure. Only 1970 and 10-minute games because I don't play them too much. But I basically... The reason I'm making this video, aside from just playing some chess, because I haven't played more than a 1-minute game today, is I was kind of curious. I kind of wanted to just like talk out my opinion on why I think chess has suddenly become so incredibly popular. It's a really strange phenomena, and I have like a theory about it. I'm not sure if it's right, but it kind of started, at least from what I saw, with Hikaru popularizing chess by collaborating with XQC, who's another famous streamer. And XQC does all sorts of gaming, but he partnered with Hikaru, which really brought chess like directly into the mainstream, along with Queen's Gambit. So Queen's Gambit was a Netflix show that... I think I'm gonna play Queen C2 here. Trouble is I gotta concentrate on this game while I'm talking, which is definitely a skill I can work on, but... Queen's Gambit gained massive popularity, and I watched it. It was a great show. I mean, as far as chess-related shows and movies go, that was one of the better things I've watched, I'd say. It was very accurate. Aside from the fact, the one thing I pointed out was that they move so quickly. Like, all the moves, like, normally in a tournament, you sit there for 20, 30 minutes. I played my fair share of tournaments, and you do not just blitz out moves unless it's, like, the first three. Outside of that, you're thinking intently, and in the show, they kind of made it seem a lot more action-packed than it actually is, just move after move. But, I mean, that's a pretty mild criticism. I think it did a pretty good job overall. But it does beg the question why those two things happened. Like, why people were interested in watching a popular streamer collaborate with a chess streamer who is now rocketed to fame, really. Shout out to Hikaru. I used to watch him all the time in high school when I started playing. Not to be the guy who's like, oh, I liked this band or I liked this thing before it got popular, but that's kind of what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started playing chess in around 2017. But why, why did people want to watch that kind of content, both through streaming and through Netflix? Well, my theory is that it's similar to the reason why boxing has become popular, which might seem strange because boxing and chess may not seem like they have much to do with each other. You might be like, why would I even draw a comparison between those two competitions? Well, they're both very traditional forms of competition, and if you've kept up with like, what if he pushes? I've not been thinking through my moves as well as I should have. I'm just blitzing them out because I'm talking. Yeah, if you followed, like, you know, coming up as the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, Jake Paul brought boxing very much back to the forefront. Logan Paul did as well. Just celebrities in general, all sorts of celebrities have started boxing now, and like chess, boxing is a kind of, it's an ancient form of competition that until recently has kind of fallen out of style. So it begs the question, why are these old, ancient, well-respected competitions, but, you know, certainly not popularized until very recently, like in a resurgence sense? Why is that happening? Well, I think it's because people are it's like a pendulum swing of technology in like the intersection between that and culture, not to sound too you know, I think this move makes sense. Contrived or anything. That's the word I was looking for. But it's like, take like some random Blizzard game or some random EA game. Like, it's great, you know, esports have been on the rise, and it's great if you're good at those things, but it doesn't have the same ring as chess. It doesn't have the same feel as saying, oh, I'm really good at... It's not as well respected to say you're great at FIFA versus great at boxing or great at chess. Those are kind of like the standard things, and it's kind of like, I think that when I mentioned a pendulum swing, I think just culturally people are finding value in those older ways of entertainment. It's like a callback. It's like, hey, we forgot about these things for a while, but here they are again. They were great then. They're still great now. So they're just kind of in fashion for one thing. I think that's a big part of it. Let's see. This move makes sense. I definitely don't want to run out of time here. And I have ideas like this. Oops. But yeah, I think that's one major driver of it. I was trying to think of other examples, and I couldn't really come up with too many besides chess and boxing, but those are the two main ones that have been really gaining a lot of popularity recently. One other example I thought of was, it's pretty funny. People will actually put on helmets and shields and swords and like fight as if it was a boxing match, but like with armor. That's just like a recent thing people have been into. They brought it back from the Dark Ages. Not that that's particularly relevant. I don't think that's making a comeback, like, you know, jousting, whatnot, anytime soon. But yeah, I think it's like, it's become very in style to like go back to these tried and true forms of competition that have been around for thousands of years. Chess is thousands of years old. Boxing goes back, you know, it's physical combat is one of the oldest forms of competition. And it's just funny to see it like starting to come back. Like, no one wants, I mean, Overwatch is so popular, I'm sure, but it's not like, it's so strange, and on these modern platforms, with millions of viewers, to see people watching chess. It's funny and it's strange at the same time, but I've definitely enjoyed some of the benefits of it just out of luck, because like I said, I started practicing chess like at the ideal time with respect to how popular it's gotten, and so when I tell people I play a lot of chess, they're actually impressed, or they find it interesting, because like, oh, chess, that's so cool, did you watch Queen's Gambit? And it's just pure luck, because I think any other time before now, no one really would have cared too much. It'd just be like some kind of niche interest. But it's hardly even niche anymore. I mean, everyone's kind of into chess nowadays, at least to some extent. Like, they follow it to some extent. And so I like I said, I kind of started practicing at a very ideal time, because around when I started getting good, people started noticing it. I'm definitely playing badly this game, to be honest. What about this? So like, for example, like, it actually got me an internship, funny enough. I was applying to internships to work at NASA, actually, and my boss saw that I had chess on my resume, like kind of as a side thing at the very bottom. It said, oh, I'm a moron. Oh well. It said like, oh, I played chess in high school, and it showed my rating or whatever. And I got hired for this internship because essentially the person who hired me was interested. He was interested in that, and he thought it was a cool thing to talk about, and it landed me that internship. So never would have thought a board game would be able to do that. But yeah, this was during the height of when it was just starting to get popular and people were starting to pay attention to chess, and that served me very well. So it's quite fortunate. I'm definitely gonna I don't want to say I'm definitely going to lose this game. I could come back, but I've been playing quite slow and badly. Let's blitz out some moves here. That's a threat. I believe this move makes sense. Yeah. And actually, I'm really, really excited to see what the next generation of chess players is going to look like. Because with all this hype, I mean, I have no doubt that the competition is just going to be so fierce. I mean, it's already, if you follow the chess scene at all, with some of the new younger players from India like Gukesh and Prague. They're outstanding players at a very young age. Speaking with, my opponent disconnected. I might auto win in 30 seconds, despite the fact that I was losing badly. But like what I was saying, I think all this excitement around chess with a lot of the people who this new generation, instead of like going into esports or whatever, if they go into chess, they watch someone like Tyler One, who apparently has gotten insane at chess. Like, that's an awesome thing for the game, because I cannot believe I won this. My opponent disconnected. That's how you do it, folks. That's why I'm a 1990 and you're not, because my opponent's just rage quit and not their Wi-Fi going out. That's not what happened. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this trend continues to boost the popularity of the game and what kind of amazing players are going to come out of it. I think if people start getting into it now, who knows how high of a rating they could achieve. I mean, I could certainly expect, when Magnus Carlsen, the current best player in the world, and of all time best player, when he rose to prominence, I don't think chess is as popular as it is now. And so all the new people getting, into the game, I'm sure there's going to be some unbelievable talent, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.